in the first book of the Potentialist Series, and actually the first 88 pages of that book, I define how the world's going to change in the next 30 years. I give my best estimate of what it's going to look like. That new reality is going to make questions more important than they've ever been in history, for a lot of reasons, but just a couple. First of all, throughout history, we've always relied on our institutions to guide us. If you went back a few centuries, it was the church, the kings, and the courts. They told us how life would work. And those institutions, of course, today include more than just government. It's government, but it's education, it's mass media, it's healthcare, and so all of those institutions in the new reality are struggling to adapt and change to these new times. They can't adapt as fast as we can as individuals. And so they start to not serve us as well. And if you look around today, you'll quickly see that the institutions that I just mentioned and others are actually less respected today than they were 10 years ago. Now, why did that happen? For the reasons I just explained. Now, so one of the reasons that questions are going to be so important in the future is we're going to have to answer more things for ourselves. Those institutions are not going to give us the answers. Important answers like, how closely should I integrate with intelligent automation? No one's going to answer that question for you. You're going to have to answer that question. Second reason about the new reality, second thing about the new reality that's going to make questions more important. We're going to have to answer questions that have never been asked of human beings before. We're going to have to make decisions human beings have never made before. And the one I just gave you is a good example of that. How closely should I integrate with automation in a way that enhances my humanity rather than degrades it? That's a pretty important question, and you're going to have to answer that question. Already you've had to answer it with your phone. But now imagine intelligent automation that you work with very intimately. That's going to be a whole different ballgame. And finally, a third reason, but it's not, again, this is not an exhaustive list. It's just a few reasons why the new reality is going to require a skill in questions, both asking them and answering them, that far beyond anything we've ever had to do before. How do you think you will react or work with intelligent automation? Now, the intelligent automation you're already working with today probably are things like ChatGPT. These are called large language models, or sometimes they're shortcutted as llamas. What drives that relationship? It's questions. What drives your relationship with Google, which is much less intelligent? It's the questions you ask. And as you know, if you've worked with these large language models at all, you quickly learn that it's the quality of the question you ask more than anything else that drives the quality of the response. So that's going to be an essential skill for how we work with intelligent automation. So you put all that together, hopefully now you see this is a really important thing. And why haven't I been taught this before? Can't answer that for you. But it wasn't considered as important when the purpose of education, the purpose of parenting, was giving us knowledge and information. Well, now we have lots of knowledge and information. That's right at our fingertips. But now we have to be a lot better at how we work with that. How do we sort through it? How do we make decisions? How do we ground ourselves well in a society where individuals matter more than ever and institutions are less effective than ever? So that's the critical skill here. This process of resolving unavoidable questions ultimately leads to us reaching our potential.